Okay, I am writing a paper on marijuana for a class in drugs and society. So first, I would open up Google Chrome. It's my preferred browser. And let's see if we can, there we go. Hook that to the left side and Microsoft Word to the other side so that I can copy and paste information to that side. Okay, first go to my preferred search engine, which is Google. Um, and then I just first need to find what marijuana is. So, marijuana term, maybe, something like that. Um, Not a fan of Wikipedia. Well, I am a fan of Wikipedia, but it's not a very good research um, method. And so, I'm going to scroll down here, try to find what the term is. You don't want to blog. I don't see anything from a university, so I'm going to try um, like professional marijuana definition, maybe. Um, let's go with this as a .org, and then I control F marijuana just to bring down the search to where it's easier to find. How do I scroll on this? There we go. Okay, so here it talks about Schedule 1 and how it has no medical use in treatment. So that's not the definition, but that's still pretty good information. So I control C over here and control V over here. And since I got that information, I copy the URL underneath it so that I can cite it later, I guess. Um, Talks about the DEA a little bit. Current accepted does not have a current accepted medical use, which is basically what we just got. Which should change in the next few years, but um, alright, those are different. Okay, let's see what people. Well, that's not really what people think. So let's look at marijuana background. We don't want pictures. Oh, they think literally background. So let's look up marijuana history. Here's a .org. So let's try to find something on here. Euphoria since ancient times. Alright, so here's something about marijuana being used thousands of years ago, which, depending on my argument, would be for or against. This is more necessarily for, because people have been using it for forever. So why would they ban it now? And marijuana in America, that's relevant to me, so this might be important for the paper. So here it says it was a major commercial crop alongside tobacco, which America was basically not necessarily founded on tobacco, but It was a big part of our economy back in the day. So I'm going to save that. I don't necessarily need the first part. And I'm going to separate these a little more so I don't get confused on which ones are cited where. Catch on. Da, da, da. Here's something about restricted to jazz music and people in show business. Oops. Well, that's an ad. Or not an ad, but. Let's see here. We could say something about how musicians spread it. They traveled a lot. So we could bring that up. They traveled a lot. They probably sang about it, maybe. Marijuana clubs, things like that. We could talk about how there were marijuana clubs called T-pads. For some reason I can't copy. I'm struggling with that. What the heck? But we could talk about something to do with subculture. The marijuana subculture. Spelled that, so fix that. And later on we could use that as a topic to Google what the marijuana subculture is and what they do, like side effects or hang out, how they hang out, like 420. Just off the top of my head, 420, like 2 puffs and pass right or something like that. Who they hang out, where they hang out, color scheme. I'll just X out of it again. Alright, I think I'm going to move on to the subculture while it's on my mind. I'm going to keep that tab open though. Here's a .edu, so we'll go with this. It only has 3,000 views, so it's a decent amount, I guess. Alright, this is an actual paper, or a book. I want a summary. Especially with the time I have today. Here's another .org. Here, I guess it talks about terminology to turn on. Drug using community. Just skimming through here right now. Where is using drugs? Alright, so here we have like the introduction of the terminology for someone smoking. And of course you document the URL. I'm going to stick with it, and since I don't want to get confused, I'm just going to put it on the next page. I might come back to this, but I'm going to look for marijuana statistics because that's something that is important and is credible, especially if you get it from a good site. So here's a .org and a .gov. Let's go to both, but let's go to .gov first. Now, it doesn't mean this information is right because they could be trying to persuade others not to use it, but we're gonna assume it's good for now before reading it. Alright, so 78% began using last year were aged. Okay, so we could start an argument with this right here. 78% of 2.4 million people who began using last year were aged 12 to 20. So we could use that as an argument that marijuana is mainly for the youth population, but there still is 22% of people older than 20 that use it. As perception of harm decreases, teen marijuana use increases. So basically, if it is legalized, it probably will go up for now, or especially right when it gets legalized. So if it is socially acceptable, I'm going to write that down, socially accepted. So if it is socially accepted, then the use will probably go up. So basically the main use some people don't use it is because of how others will perceive them of using it. So I could write something about that. May hurt the developing teen brain. Yeah, this is definitely against pot smoking. As you can see, it doesn't really lower satisfaction with life. That's not really a fact. They don't have any statistics on any of these less likely to graduate from high school or college. Most likely to be unemployed. I mean, some people could do it on the side. They don't say how much. I mean, if someone does it all day, every day, maybe. But if someone's a weekend smoker, it's not necessarily true. Let's see what the other site says. Drugfreeworld.org. So this is probably another against marijuana. Okay, so here's one. It says, oh crap, I forgot to get the URL for that one. Alright, let me go back to that other one. It says here, over 94 million people in the US have admitted to using it at least once. So this could be used in an argument, say,